Today we're talking trades, even though a million other YouTubers talk trades and probably do it better than I do, but I'm going to throw my little takes in here anyway because that's what I'm here for. Also have on new top today, which I thought was very nice. Represent Toronto wherever I go. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Here we are again, random Scottish girl talking about Leafs hockey from across the pond, I guess. And today we're talking a little recap on the Leafs trade deadline. I know there's a lot of hostility going around among Leafs fans right now, but at the end of the day, the team that we have right now is the team that we're taking into playoffs. So you can either back them or you don't. There's nothing else that we can do at this point. There's no point hating on Dubas here, picking out the issues with goaltending here. What we have is what we have, and we're just going to have to run with it and see what happens. And playoff hockey's wild, who knows? I still believe this team can do it. Maybe I am naive, maybe I am just over bold and confident, but I don't care. Sports are meant to be fun, and it's fun to support your team, so that's what I'm here to do. And so we're just going to do a quick run through of what's went down over the last kind of 48 hours. So let's dive into it. But before we dive into it, make sure to like this video and subscribe, and I'll also leave my other socials up here for you to give a follow to if you wish, especially on Twitter. It's where I talk all my hockey things. But also make sure to subscribe to my channel for more hockey content because I love doing this. It's a lot of fun. So first up we have Travis Dermott going to Vancouver, which as much as I am sad, like I get attached to most Leafs players. I was definitely attached to Dermott. And he's gone to Vancouver in return for a third round pick, which I thought was quite an inexpensive trade to make. Ultimately, it's the best choice for him. He kind of lost his place on the team. He wasn't getting much ice time. The likes of Sandin and Liljegren were being picked over him. So he'll get more ice time in Vancouver. He also had a $1.5 million, which I didn't realise it was actually that much. And it cleared up some space for us to make other changes. So ultimately it was the right choice for him, both in terms of ice time and for us in terms of making room. And there's no point having some guy sitting there taking up cap space when you're not even playing him in the first place. So as emotionally gutted as I am from a business professional point of view, it was 100% the right decision. But as much as Travis Dermott can be remembered for some not so smooth moments in the team, I'm still going to have some fond memories of him. I get attached to players though, maybe that's a me thing. We all know that Dubas genuinely cares about players and their well-being and their welfare, and I think Dubas knew it was time to let him go actually have ice time somewhere else. So yeah, I can't really fault that one too much, to be honest. Next up, Mark Giordano is a Leaf. I am so excited by that. I was actually at my local hockey when this news started coming through, where my signal is not particularly great, and I was genuinely sitting there just refreshing Twitter over and over again. Had a game on live in front of me, but I was just trying to be in the Leafs world and not miss anything at that point. It took so long for all the details to be released, but we got there in the end, and very, very excited. So for 2 seconds and a third, not bad. Spread over a few years, so we're not really losing out on too much, and right now we need the investment of someone who adds the depth that Giordano is going into our team. Again, not really going to fault Dubas on this one at all. I think that was a great move. Also good for Seattle because evidently Seattle, it wasn't working, right? So they need to be working up over the next few years, trying to sort of build. I was about to say rebuild, it's not even a rebuild, it's just a build, from just a foundational build. So they'd be getting better over the next few years, whereas Leafs need the immediate investment right now, which I think Giordano is a great thing to add. He is a much needed upgrade on defence, and he actually wanted to come to Toronto. That's just a complete perfect match. He wanted to come here. We needed someone like him. Perfect. Also, Kraken retained 50% of his salary, which, bargain. Also, his experience with TJ Brodie from when they both played in Calgary together, that's invaluable. You know, it's so rare that you can actually make a trade like that where you end up with a guy who has so much experience with an existing member of the team. That chemistry, you can't buy that most of the time. So this is an excellent addition. It also means you can put them in a pair together, so you can have Riley Labushkin, Brody, Giordano, and then Sandine with either Muzzin, Lilligan or Hall. Excellent. Adds a great deal of depth to the D that I think we were lacking before. Next up, also Colin Blackwell. That was like a nice little add-on. I was already happy with the Giordano trade, and then, you know, suddenly he comes along as well. It was excellent. So in his time with the New York Rangers, he had 12 goals, 22 points in 47 games. Not bad. Also with Kraken, he had 17 points in 39 games. So he can be a great addition to the third, fourth line. Not sure if we want to get as far as second, but third and fourth certainly, but completely adds to the depth that we were much lacking before. Very, very content about these trades. Let's just say that Sunday was a good day to be a Leafs fan. Leafs definitely were having a big win on Sunday, and I was absolutely thriving. Can I say the same about yesterday, actual trade deadline day? I really thought Dubas wasn't done. I kind of thought there was going to be some goaltender movement here, although we'll get to that. We'll get to the goaltending. Before that, Alex Biega to Nashville. Not gonna lie, Biega's one of those people I kind of forgot about him for a bit. So you know, it's not bad for future considerations, which could literally mean anything, literally anything at all. However, it does make room on the team for the likes of Matthew Nyes, which also very excited for, because yeah, he seems like he's going to be a great addition to the team. So not too much to say about that. Is what it is. Alex Biega to Nashville. There we go. Then we're on to the goalies. I was just wincing, I really was. So Mrazek was placed on waivers, which is not a great move when you've got a contract of the size that he is on, and then one season in, you're putting him on waivers. He hasn't been great, let's not beat around the bush. I don't think he's a bad goalie. I think he doesn't work on our team. I think he has the potential to thrive elsewhere. But from what I've seen so far, and it's a reasonable sample size now, he doesn't seem to work on the Leafs. We've had quite a few disasters there, haven't we? And you know me, I love my goalies, and I'm not hating on Mrazek in the slightest. I genuinely just don't think that maybe we're what works for him. I think he'd be much better off elsewhere, which unfortunately did not happen because he cleared waivers. So, which not only meant that, you know, like that cap relief space would have been nice. Like, it's a big contract, it would have been a huge space to move, but it is what it is. There's no point sitting here complaining about it. What's happened has happened. We'll see, I guess. And then I meant to check how to say his name. Sateri. I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong there. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, so we signed him, and when I saw, you know, like, Arizona claimed him off waivers from, I was like, who is that? Oh yeah, right, okay, cool. So we signed him for goalie depth. He is from Finland. He won a gold medal in Finland. We had a gold medalist for goalie depth until Arizona came along. How dare they? The fact that he was coming from Europe meant that to sign, he had to go on waivers. And in that, being on waivers, he was claimed by Arizona instead. Which is probably the most devastating part of this whole trade deadline process for me, because I think he would have been a great addition to the goalie depth that is much needed. And despite being 32, I still think he could have been great to have. You never know what's going to happen with goalies. I mean, Mrazek's not been great. Jack Campbell's only just back skating after, you know, his rib injury, and Joseph Wall also got injured recently, if you remember him playing before. So we really needed that extra goalie depth that Harris Terry could have provided, but Arizona got him despite the fact that he wanted to come to Toronto. And I also read somewhere that if he didn't come to Toronto, he wanted to retire, I think. I read that somewhere, but I can't think where I read it from, so don't quote me on that. Anyway, a little bit devastated on that front. So the goalie front was a bit of a disaster in terms of trades, but elsewhere I think Dubas did great. So in summary, because I've already been talking a little bit longer than I thought I was going to be, how would I rate the trade deadline this year? it was middling, you know. I feel like in terms of Giordano and Blackwell, that's amazing. It was inexpensive. I didn't want us to sell out our first round pick at any point because that was just far too valuable for us to have. I didn't want any huge moves. I didn't want any of the core broken up. So in terms of that stuff, I'm really happy. I am concerned about the lack of depth in goaltending, and if injuries etc. were to keep going wrong, I feel like we could be in kind of hot water come playoff time if you're only left with one really fit, healthy goalie to go and he doesn't fit on the team properly. I feel like that could spell disaster. But hopefully Jack Campbell will be up and running again soon, which would be great to have. And I don't know, goalies are like a fluke. Goalies are just a different kind of thing to consider, so you never really know what's going to happen, which is why it would have been nice to have that little bit of extra depth just for security in there come playoff time. But it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and complain. I think Dubas does a great job. I love Kyle Dubas, and I love the Leafs, and I'm delighted with these additions, and I feel like we didn't sell ourselves out too much, which I was kind of concerned we were going to do. So overall, I am happy. I know people have been complaining a lot. I'm definitely not one of those people. I think that we've already got a very strong team and you don't want to ruin too much of it. We do great during the general season. We just need to take that into playoffs. And I'm not sure that doing anything too extreme was going to change that. I could be wrong. We could go out in the first round again. But I hope not, and I think we can do it. And the team that we have now, as I said at the start, is the team we're going into playoffs with, and you can either support them or you can't. I will always support my team. I just don't see the point in being a fan of a team and sitting there going, you suck. Like, no, that's your rival's job to sit and do that. Don't hate on your own team. Come on, at least back them. Like, if they do something wrong, then criticise. But like, we're not even at playoffs yet and people are already like, nope, that's it, we're done, we're out, Leafs suck. Like, no, we've just added great depth where we needed it in the D. We've got a couple of extra great guys in the lineup. We didn't sell ourselves out much, it was inexpensive. The goaltending, okay, slight concerns there, but like, come on. Please just don't hate on your own team. There's a lot of Leafs pessimists, and I understand that people who've been around a lot longer than I have will say, oh, but I'm sick of this year in, year out, and like, okay, I understand that. Like, I'm still like pretty new over here. I just think that sports are meant to be fun, and if you're not finding it fun anymore, maybe it's best for yourself just to take a little step back perhaps, and maybe just stay off social media and stuff for a little bit. If it's affecting you that badly, don't watch for a while. At the end of the day, it's meant to be fun, and if it's affecting you that badly, I don't think you should be watching it. I don't think it's worth your time and effort to watch if it's affecting you that badly. But that's my take anyway. I like to be quite a positive presence because like the world is not exactly fun right now. You might as well kind of take what you can from the things you enjoy. So that's my little kind of addition to the Leafs trade deadline summary, which I know there is a saturated market on the internet, but anyway, I thought I would just add in my little thoughts. So yeah, thank you so much for watching as usual. Make sure to like this video, comment down below what you thought of the Leafs trades. Always open to hearing what other people think, so please comment down below what you think. Again, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content. I've got lots of things planned, and yeah, thanks so much for watching guys. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time for more hockey chats. Bye!